Hello everyone, welcome back to the Python OOP series. So far, in this series, we have learned about inheritance, polymorphism, and abstract base classes. Today, we're going to learn something that you've actually been using since the very first day you wrote Python code, even if you didn't realize it. We're talking about Dunder methods. Dunder stands for double underscore. These specialized methods allow your classes to integrate directly with Python's built-in functions and syntax. When you use print, len, additional operators, or even create an object, Python is often calling a Dunder method behind the scenes. By the end of this video, you'll understand what Dunder methods are, why they exist, and how professional developers use them to make their objects behave like native Python objects. So let's get started. Now, before we jump into Dunder methods, let's quickly recap. We started with inheritance, where child classes inherit behavior from parent classes. Then we learned polymorphism, where the same method call can produce different behavior depending on the object. After that, we learned abstract base classes, which allow us to enforce contracts between classes. Today, we will be talking about another step, a step deeper into Python itself. We're going to learn how Python allows custom classes to interact with built-in language features through the Dunder method. So, what are Dunder methods? The word Dunder is short for double underscore. A Dunder method is a special method whose name starts and ends with two underscores. Now, there are multiple examples. For example, double underscore init, double underscore str, which stands for string, repr, len, etc. These methods allow your objects to hook into Python's built-in behavior. Think of them as communication points between your class and the Python interpreter. Without Dunder methods, your objects are just ordinary objects. With Dunder methods, they can work with print, len, operators, iteration, comparisons, and many other Python features. That's why Dunder methods are fundamental to writing professional Python code. Now, the interesting thing is that you've already used Dunder methods many times. Let's look at a few examples. When you write print obj, Python actually calls obj dot double underscore str double underscore. When you write len obj, the same thing happens. When you add two variables a and b, you get a dot add. Add is a Dunder method, b. And when you create an object user, Python automatically calls user and calls its constructor. Python syntax is often just a cleaner way of calling Dunder methods. Understanding these methods makes Python feel much less magical. Now, let's start with the most common Dunder method, the init method. Alright, so let's implement our class user account and initialize our constructor with a username. Let's pass username first. Self.username equals to username. Now we can go print. Let's do this. Self, and we print the self dot username, and let's type initialized. Alright, now let's create an object. We go user equals to user account. Now let's write Dave. Alright, now the expected output is user Dave initialized. Let's run this code. Python main.py. I apologize. User Dave initialized. Now, what happened here? When we created the object, Python automatically called the init method. Its job is to initialize the object. This is where developers typically create attributes, set default values, validate input, configure object state, etc. In production system, init is used everywhere. Django models, API clients, database connections, machine learning models, and nearly every object-oriented system relies on it. Now, let's create a product class. Let's go class product. Now we write our constructor again, and let's go self.name, but let's pass name first, comma name, and our product has a price is equals to name, and self dot price is equals to price. All right, now let's create an object and print it again. Let's go product is equals to product. We can say laptop, and the price is 120,000. Now let's go print product. All right, now let's run this code. Let's comment this out first. As you can see, the product object and its memory location has been printed. This is the memory location. Now this isn't very useful. Python is showing us the class name and the memory address. That's fine for the interpreter, but it's not really friendly for users or developers. So how do we fix this? Now we use another Dunder method called str, which stands for string. Now instead of printing this, we want something else to be printed. So we go str and we return, say, let's return f self dot name, and let's say price is self dot price. All right, now let's run this. As you can see, laptop price is 120,000. I made an error here, not an error, but a simple. All right, let's run this again. Perfect. Now, using str, this is how we do it. The expected output is laptop and 1200 as we saw, and this is much better. The str method controls what users see when an object is printed. Experienced developers use str to create clean, human readable output. Now, this is extremely useful for many things, such as logging, and for dashboards, admin panels, command line tools, etc. The goal of str is to help humans understand the object quickly. Now, let's look at another important Dunder method, repr. While str is for users, repr is primarily for developers. It helps developers look inside the code, what is happening. Now, in the product again, let's write, let's comment the str method for now, and let's define our repr, $_repr. All right, now we can return f product name is, let's go self dot name, or let's not do this. Let's go product self dot name, comma, and let's just print our price, or not print, return our price. All right, now let's test this. If I go, instead of print product, if I go print repr and product, sorry. All right, let me clear this. And if I run this code, I get whatever repr had. Now, notice how this implementation is more technical. Ideally, repr should contain enough information for a developer to correctly understand what an object is and what they're looking at. This is incredibly useful for debugging, logging, error tracking, developer tools, etc. Now, many professional frameworks rely heavily on well-designed repr methods. Now, at this point, you must be wondering, why does all of this matter? The answer is simple. Dunder methods make custom objects behave like built-in Python objects. They improve debugging, they improve readability, they make code more Pythonic, and they allow developers to integrate seamlessly with Python's language features. Frameworks and libraries such as Django, NumPy, Pandas, and PyTorch, especially PyTorch, for which I shall make a series later in time, all rely heavily on Dunder methods internally. Understanding Dunder methods helps you understand how Python itself works. Now, let's have a quick recap of this lesson. Dunder stands for double underscore. Dunder methods are special methods that allow your classes to interact with Python's built-in syntax and functions. The init method initializes objects when they are created. The str method creates a user-friendly output. The repr method creates developer-friendly output. These methods make your classes feel like native Python objects. In the next video, we'll continue exploring Dunder methods by learning about len and getItem, and we'll make our own objects behave like lists. If you found this video useful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling me which Dunder method you found most interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.